Hi, I'm Hansi, and I've been hosting a podcast in which founders, funded by Rainmatter, share how they build their fintech startup from scratch. Recently, we hosted a dinner for these founders during the Global Fintech Festival in Mumbai. And after they were suitably relaxed, we asked them to speak on camera again. This is rapid fire, no thinking.
Okay.
Firstly, what's your name and what's the startup you're representing?
I'm Abhinav from Digio.
I'm Atik Shah. I represent N-Profit.
My name's Priyank and I'm co-founder at The Financialist.
I'm Vishwan from Asset Plus.
My name is Parag Kasliwal. We are doing Beyond IRR.
So I'm Ashutosh. I'm the co-founder of India Data Hub. My name is Satprem Mohanty and I represent Value Enable.
My name is Amit.
What is the name of the company?
Aclogica.
I'm Ganesh Singh. I run a fintech startup or a tech fin startup called Casla.
Why do you say TechFin?
Because we're not a regulated entity. We see ourselves as technology service providers to the entire fintech community and banks in India.
If you were to explain Kassler to a 15-year-old, how would you do that?
Where we provide money escrow services to enterprises in India and banks in India. And we just launched a new service which is called Software Escrow, Source Code Escrow Services.
We are a mutual fund investment platform where we have our network of mutual fund advisors across the country to help customers to decide how to invest and manage their portfolio.
It allows them to execute their financial plan. So they have to plan somewhere else, but execute it and track it on our software.
N-Profit is a company that makes products that helps investors track all their investments in one place.
We manage a person's finances pretty comprehensively. So everything at one place, they don't have to worry about a CA, an insurance agent, a mutual fund agent.
Playing Beyond IRR to a 15-year-old.
15. Can we make it 16?
Okay, 16.
So typically people when they are 15, 16, they are introduced to something called spreadsheets.
Okay.
One very common formula which is important in spreadsheet is IRR. And this is how you explain or pitch a particular investment opportunity to investors. But there are other things to look at. When you look at investment and evaluate investments, you talk about those other things. That's beyond IRR.
So India Data Hub makes data about India accessible to investors, businesses, people who want to understand India with the context of data.
Did you go to the FinTech Fest?
Yes.
Is there anything exciting that you learned today?
Where not to put money.
Was there any insight that you got there today that was new?
I think there are a bunch of... See, first of all, it's not the FinTech Fest. It's basically the payments and lending fest in a way. There's no wealth tech as such.
Is there anyone in the industry that you would like to meet that you haven't met already?
Somebody at SEBI.
The SEBI chairperson.
I would love to meet the RBI governor. It's an institution that I hold in great respect.
And finally, how has the Rainmatter podcast helped your startup?
So the podcast helped us to educate people about Digio, what company does, where we are. So the kind of people who are not from the industry, it does a very well job. Like 1 hour they can learn about what you have done in 8 years. And a lot of friends have commented or messaged me, now we understand what exactly you do.
I mean, that definitely does help. A lot of people identify us quickly. They understand what problems we solve because that podcast, I think we went in a lot of detail explaining everything that we do, right, behind the scenes. So yeah, I mean, it has helped in our acceptance. Intros have become shorter now for us.
I also heard that your co-founder got some marriage proposal or something. What is that?
No, I think he was looking so nice in that podcast and so confident. Right? That's why I think some people reached out.
As the team mingled, we managed to get Dinesh Pai on camera. He's the guy who runs the Rainmatter investment process.
So I'm Dinesh.
Okay, and what do you do at Rainmatter?
So I spent some time reviewing startups and also on the fintech side, on the climate side. We're looking essentially to find out if there are companies that are building for the next 10, 15 years and see how they get support.
How long have you been there?
So I joined in 2020, so I've been around for about 4 years.
Okay. This idea of patient capital, where did that come from?
So I think it was always around since 2016. I think when Nitin first started Rainmatter in 2016, small case was the first investment. I think it was never the idea to exit. The idea was always to expand capital markets. But we openly started speaking about it only from 2022 to 2023.
I think once the foundation was set up, the Rainmatter Foundation, we did a lot more private startups. Obviously, Nitin's been very passionate about health. So for the past year and a half, we've been looking at health startups. Fintech was why we started Rainmatter, but it has evolved. Today, it's not just fintech.
I noticed that most of your investments are some variation of wealth, which is ironic because other VCs say wealth has not been solved. Most of their investments go into payments and lending where there's scale. Just explain why you would not invest in payments and lending, but you are favoring wealth.
I think most VCs are looking at investing in fintech as just a quick turnaround. So you invest 5 years. With wealth, I think it's a long-term play. Trying to understand the customers, tinkering with the product, understanding the nuance across the length and breadth of this country is very difficult. And it's not a problem that can be solved in 10 years. Might take longer. Regulations keep changing. There are a lot of moving pieces. So I think it's a tough problem to solve. And you can't blame the VCs for not looking at it more seriously. But I think it's by design. And I think that's where we come in. I think with some of the capital we bring in, we are filling that small niche and small gap. Here's not just to find the next big thing. It's to support them.
If you weren't working for Zerodha, where would you be working? Which fintech?
If I wasn't working for Zerodha, maybe I'd be doing something of my own.
Okay. Say someone young is watching this and he or she wants to work for the Rainmatter investments team.
Yeah.
What would they do?
I think they'd be insanely curious and have that drive to learn everything that comes their way. Would also have that passion for helping Indians to save and invest. We're an aging country. While we're a young country, in a few years we'll be quite old. So you've got to understand the macros, understand the situation, and if you're passionate about investing, understand the nuances, always ready to learn.
Why do you think you don't see enough women founders?
I think it's a difficult question to answer because if we know the answer, I think we're doing something about it. But I don't know. I think maybe it's just I'm not sure. I see no clue as to why.
Okay, so here's the promise that Vinesh was doing publicly. I am gonna send some women-led startups his way, and you're at least gonna look at them. All in all, a fun evening. If you haven't heard them already, check out these founders on our podcast, From Scratch.